Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel dedicated to Manchester United. This is your Friday night news show with me and the ever-present Sam. Sam, how are we doing? What are we saying?
Yeah, good week of work, bank holiday weekend, United won. It's all good stuff, innit? It's all good stuff.
Glorious weather as well, it has to be said, which I am going to be out basking in a little bit later on today. So it's going to be a bit of a quick one tonight, but quick, fun, straight to the point. That's exactly how we like it. It's going to be 20, 30 minutes, and we've got a lot of stuff to break down. We are expecting an ownership update at some point today. We was kind of hoping that it was going to break whilst we're live, but yeah, maybe tonight we'll hear something. In his first season as Manchester United manager, how does Sam feel about that? How do you guys feel about it? And Harry Kane, we had a little bit of an update on Harry Kane as well, so we definitely want to talk about that. But before we dive into the topics on the table, make sure you do smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member of the Ultimate Footballing Community and become a Real Red Ultra, make sure you click the join button next to the notification bell. We've got 2 spots left in the starting 11 for exclusive content, a badge next to your name, and a chance to feature on the show. And when we fill them final 2 spots, we're going to do a live show and reveal who gets to jump on with us. So yeah, we appreciate everyone who is continuing to support the channel. And, of course, your video will drop on Monday. So, yeah, we'll just kick things off with Antony, Sam. After Manchester United handed out a battering 4-1 defeat to Chelsea yesterday, there was an incident in the game, obviously, where Antony goes down. I can't remember who it was specifically who tackled him. I'm not sure if you can remember yourself, but it appears that he's done something to his ankle, and we was waiting for an update. We've had one today. And Antony could be out for 2 months with an ankle problem. It's understood it is a reoccurrence of an ankle problem that sidelined him for 2 months last season at Ajax. First and foremost, how much is a miss for that, with the FA Cup final in mind, and who would you put in his place, going into that game?
Yeah, it's a big miss, but I think while going forward lately, Antony's not offered as much as I would like him to. Like, at times he's made wrong decisions, not played the ball in when he should, not made the right pass, etc. Different things. I think going backwards and defensively, he's key. He's very good. Because obviously Ten Hag wants his fullbacks to get forward, and Wan-Bissaka, even though he's a defensive right back, the improvement is shown under Ten Hag. He's got forward quite a lot. He's been pushing forward. He's been taking people on, all that sort of stuff. So Antony is always willing to track back. He's aggressive. He likes to tackle, and he'll get involved, etc. So he's really important. When you put somebody like Sancho or Rashford on that right hand side, you don't get that. You don't get the tracking back. You don't get the defensive ability. Sancho's not the quickest either. So even if he was to track back, he's not going to get there quickly. Whereas Antony's quite quick. So that's the worry you have. So say you wanted to play Dallo or someone in the FA Cup final. Defensively, you're very open on that right hand side, so that's the sort of worry you've got to have. So if you were going to play, say, Sancho or someone like that, you'd have to say to Wan-Bissaka, look, you need to stay back. You can't be venturing forward because we're just going to be left wide open on that right hand side through whoever plays on City's left.
And then that nullifies your attack, then, doesn't it? That's the issue with it.
Yeah. So it's tricky in terms of who goes out there. It's probably going to be Sancho, isn't it? I'd assume, because
I have seen Rashford there a couple of times on the right hand side. He has played him there. So.
I think Rashford, if he's going to be used, he'll be down the middle or the left. If he's now well, I think that's where he's going to be used. I don't think Ten Hag would put him on it. You never know. Ten Hag might put Bruno on the right. He's done that before. He might well do that. So that could be an option. But he seems to be just trying to play Sancho into some sort of form. He's just playing Sancho repeatedly. Even if he's having bad performances, he's playing him. So I think he's just hoping at some point the faith that he's shown in him is returned with a really, really good performance. Like, I know he had a good second half against Chelsea, but the first half, he was frustrating, like really frustrating. I know you prefer him on the right-hand side, and he did look a lot better on the right-hand side when we had to switch with Antony's injury. So Sancho has to step up, man. This is the time. FA Cup final, no better time, man, than to step up and show you what you're made of. You were against City, a team that let you go when you were a kid, didn't think you were good enough.
He scored against them before. Remember the, I can't remember what it was. It was like some kind of celebration.
Yeah. This is the time, man. This is the time to do it.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of people in chat, as always. We love this community, so thank you very much, guys, for tuning in every single day. We appreciate every single one of you. Brian saying, evening, lads. Hello to Brian. Shrindy saying, sale will not be done today. Trust me, these people want to squeeze as much as possible. We obviously did that, have that in mind, but again, we've had reports from the Independent as well that Friday earliest could be when it's announced over the weekend or early next week. So we're kind of following them guidelines at the minute. And then another transfer window, but same old story, exactly. And Brandon's got a great comment saying, hopefully is left so he can use his right foot.
I don't know.
You would think, wouldn't you?
I don't think he knows his right foot exists. I've honestly, he never knows. Like every single time you think, oh yeah, just knock it across and you're right, and he'll cut in, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
And the whole fucking stadium was saying that yesterday, by the way. Like, there was an opportunity where he was actually quite far up the pitch and was like, right, keep going, and then get a ball across the box, and he cuts back. And every single person next to him was like, use your fucking right foot, use your right foot. So frustrating.
Sancho was doing it a lot as well when he was on the left. There was a couple of moments. There was a moment where he got in and he cut in, you know, like the Liverpool goal where he cut inside, and you're thinking he's gonna power this in. And he takes another touch, and a defender gets in the way. And he takes another touch, and then three defenders defend it. And you're just like, mate, you cut inside. You made yourself the space. Just hit it, and that's a goal. And it's frustrating, man. Really frustrating.
Yeah, agreed. Ryan saying would like to see Palestri given a start. I know Ten Hag doesn't tend to change his starting 11, but I really hope he rests our main players on Sunday. Can't avoid it. We can avoid injuries. Yeah, you know what he's like. You know what he's going to do. He won't rotate. I don't think he'll rotate at all, even if it is, because you still have...
Go on. No, you finish and then I'll...
I was just going to say, I think you have certain ramifications in terms of, especially financially, in finishing slightly higher up the table. I was listening to Salty Devils before, and they was going on about the actual specifics in that, in finishing higher up and certain other things. I don't think the qualifications matter anymore in terms of...
It's gone away now.
You don't get qualifiers, do you, with third and fourth. So in terms of that, it's not. But you know what Eric Ten Hag's like. He ain't going to rotate. He's going to play strong and then maybe take them off if we go a couple up or whatever.
I think you may see a couple of rotations, but I wouldn't expect whole. Like, I could see Maguire for Varane, example, just so he can give Varane that extra time, because obviously Varane can't do... This is like Varane doing... Like, so I was like, maybe he'll give it an extra... So I could see Maguire coming in, maybe McTominay or Fred coming in for Casemiro, and giving Rashford, maybe giving Garnacho a start. I could see like that, but then the rest of the team I think will be pretty much full strength. I think you'll see Wan-Bissaka, maybe you'll see Malacia, because Shaw went off, didn't he, with a precautionary injury, so you might see Malacia. I don't think he changes De Gea. I don't think Weghorst... I
think Garnacho should get a start.
Yeah.
Definitely. Rashford, start Garnacho.
I don't think Weghorst gets a start. I don't see Butland getting a start. I don't see Palestri getting a start. Like, I don't see any of them get... They should, but I don't see it.
I don't think you trust a lot of them, to be honest. I don't. That's why we haven't seen Maguire for a hot minute as well. So, yeah, be interested to see who he goes with. But just slightly bringing it back to Antony, I just wanted to ask you, how would you assess his first season at Manchester United?
Potential, isn't there? Yeah. There's a player there. There's a definite player there. He has streaks of quality in him, because you saw that Barcelona goal, for example. Yeah. If you're capable of that, you've got something. There's something in you if you can do something like that against a team like Barcelona. I know it's the Europa League, but they've won La Liga by a massive margin. They've still got fantastic players in their team. Yeah. Like, they aren't... This is not Sevilla where we should be beating them easily. And they're, what were they, like 11th, 12th in the league, Sevilla, or something like that?
A little bit down.
Yeah. So, like, they want Sevilla. This was Barcelona who winning the La Liga. So he's capable of something. He's got talent in him. It's just really, really raw at the minute and unpolished and unfocused. I think he needs... And I think Ten Hag's the right coach. Obviously, he knows him from Ajax. So I think he's trying to mould him into the superstar that I think he could become. Obviously, we've seen a lot of players that come into United like that, where they've been raw and there's been elements of talent and they haven't quite made it, haven't quite hit that mark. Ahmad is in the same vein. There's a superstar there waiting to happen. Garnacho, there's a superstar there waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But you've got to guide them the right way, introduce them properly, play the right games, get their confidence, etc. and then you could end up with a superstar like Cristiano Ronaldo. You saw what happened to Ronaldo; absolutely became a massive star. Iron Robin, another guy who was in the Premier League. So you can produce stars, but you just got to coach them right. And obviously, it's down to the player as well. The player has to make sure he's focused and he's doing his trade, learning, all that sort of stuff. So I think there's potential there. The only people who can make sure that he reaches that potential are Antony and Ten Hag. They're the two people. If they can both get there, then might have a star on our hands, man. We might.
I think it's a nice environment to grow. Well, it's much nicer than it was last season when you had players coming in like the toxic atmosphere. You still had Ronaldo, Pogba, Lingard, these kind of guys there. And I know Ronaldo's the ultimate professional, but ultimately everything what was going on with him at the time was just distracting things and creating that more toxic environment at the club. I think it's interesting because the next question I was going to ask, and I'll ask this to the viewers as well. We've got quite a few in, so make sure you smash like the video and get your comments in. Do we need depth and competition for Antony's position? And who can provide that? Do you bring someone in, maybe a new signing, or maybe a young player do you think can start to grow into that now and provide him that level of competition where you know for a fact it's going to push him like Malacia did with Shaw?
I think we've got that competition. I think if we can get Sancho balling again, I'm in two minds about Sancho. Yeah, I'm in two minds about Sancho. If somebody came in with 50, 60 million, I might be like, yeah, sell him. I think he struggles to climatise to the league.
So
he's a question mark, but Ahmad has absolutely torn it up in the Championship. I think if you bring him back and you use him like Garnacho has been on the left with Rashford, I think that might be the way to go. Ahmad, you back up. Antony's the one who's going to play in most games, but then you bring Ahmad on for the last 15 minutes to change a game. You play him in the League Cup, or you play him in like rotational games and give him the opportunity and stuff like that and blood him in. I think that, and then that gives Antony competition because he's a young star. Like I know they're quite similar in age, aren't they? They're both in early 20s, so that might like say to Antony, look, your position ain't guaranteed, mate. You have to start performing. This kid has absolutely done bits in the Championship and he's coming in to take your spot. You need to step your game up next season. So that's what I would do. I think that'd be the good option because we've got a guy there waiting and ready to go. He seems like he's up for it. He's playing in the Championship, which is a tough league for a young player, especially for a guy of his stature as well. He's not the biggest guy in the world. So I think that might be the way to go. What happens with Sancho, I don't know. I don't know at this point.
What would you guys, you people who are watching right now, what would you do with Jadon Sancho? If you got offered £60 million right now in the summer, would you take it? Let us know. With Brandon saying we've got to give our captain one last game for United. He'll get one last minute for United, I think. Trindy is saying, I want to see Palestra, Iqbal, Mainu, Garnacho, Ilanga against Fulham. Again, I don't think they will, but I'm open to it. And Brian saying, if Sancho doesn't prove himself, I'd get rid and bring in Mount. But then that's it. Like, you have to make that decision, that clinical decision. Do you give him another season, or do you just, if someone comes in and offers it? Because I think he can still be a very good player in a different league. I think he struggles with the pace of the Premier League and to adapt to it because he's been here 3 years now. So
he can't. I don't think he can start for United. I don't think he's a starter. Like,
and that for a £70 million player,
it's ridiculous.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like the Maguire thing. Like, we've got an £80 million defender, and he's played how many games for us this season? Like, started 6, started 6, and maybe 7 or 8 substitute appearances.
Yeah,
like that's the state of our club, just overpaying for players who are not good enough. Tim99 in the chat. I think you're a new name. I've not seen you before, Tim. Welcome. He'd give Sancho another season, definitely. Look, if Ten Hag thinks I can get something out of this guy and he will come good, I trust Ten Hag. That's what it comes down to. If Ten Hag thinks that, then I trust him.
He must see something because he sent him off on this individual training camp, didn't he? So he's not trying to give anyone else that special treatment. If he didn't think he was worth the book, then
he's not done what he's done with Maguire, where he's just basically not played him. And even when he's had injuries to Varane and Lissandro, he's not even brought him in. He's gone, Luke Shaw's playing centre back. You know what I mean? Like, Sancho's played. Even when in bad form, he's played. Like,
and we needed him this season as well, Sam, because we've been lacking goals. We really needed him to hit
the whole forward line. All the forwards, man. Bruno's not like scored enough goals for me. I think he needs to score more. Sancho's not scored enough. Antony's not scored enough. Like Antony can forgive him slightly because it's his first season, so you can sort of forgive that in a minute. Sancho's a young player. You can't demand of him you need to get 15 goals just because he's so young. So you can't demand that of him. And then Martial's been injured for most of the season, so we've had no striker. And then you bring in Weghorst, who scored 1 goal for us.
Yeah.
But
not even a goal in the league yet. So
no.
It's like, we're bringing him in, playing as a 10, Energy FC on all that kind of jazz, but it means nothing because he's done. And then, you watch Arsenal go get a Trossard who contributed significantly for them. I know they didn't win the league or anything, but in terms of
30 million
the game,
as well.
£30 million. Chelsea, what they did, I know they're a mess at the minute, but yeah, we've already been over. That's old ground. The season's nearly finished, so we don't want to vent too much on that. You mentioned Erik ten Hag there, and it's something I actually wanted to do. I had something pop up, a notification before, and it was a season comparison from the 21-22 season to the 22 and 23. And I'll read it out. I'll read them out for you.
That's gonna be some fucking reading, isn't it?
And then we'll discuss the progress, right? So in the Premier League, last season we finished 6th. It looks like the season we could finish 3rd, but obviously we finished 4th as well. But it looks like 3rd is
at least good... we're finishing 4th at least.
At least. So yeah, 3rd, 4th. Points last season we had 58. I think we're currently on 72.
Yeah.
At the minute, so we could finish on 75. And then FA Cup round 4, we went out last season, and we got to the final this season.
Is that West Ham? Was that the West Ham game?
No, that was the Carabao Cup. When Ollie changed the full 11, and then we 1-0,
went out. 1-0, the most shit game. I was at the stadium for that as well.
I know. I remember you saying. But yeah, FA Cup went out round 4. Oh, Middlesbrough was it?
Was that the handball?
Handball.
Yeah.
I think it might have been that. Yeah. I think that's round 4. But obviously we're in the final this season. EFL Cup round 3. Touching on, and then we won that. And then Europe, we got into the last 16 of the Champions League, went out, but then Europa League, the quarterfinal. So obviously there's clear progress. But one thing for me, I was looking at, I was like, we have spent 200 million. Yeah. We've got Casemiro, Antony, Lissandro, Eriksen, and Malacia. So has Erik ten Hag overachieved, or has he done what you expected?
He's done better than what I expected this season. Like, if you said at the beginning of the season, Nick, we're going to finish 3rd, you're going to have a trophy, and you're going to be in the final for an FA Cup, what would you say?
Well, when we did our big season preview, I said top 4 in a trophy. That's what I think we're going to win. Now, that wasn't necessarily
that was optimistic, wasn't it? Optimistic.
Yeah, that's the right word I was looking for.
But, like, what would you say if I went, you're going to get this? You'd be like, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. A final of FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, and 3rd, let's say 3rd in the league. Yeah, after last season. Yeah. I think a lot of people are quick to forget how bad the end of last season was.
Exactly.
They really do. Like, memories, I don't know what the thing is to saying, but people can forget.
I went to games last season, and honest to God, I hated it. I fucking hated going. Like, people would offer me tickets, and I'd be like, I don't want to go. I don't want to fucking go because it was just so bad. So I think he's done way better than any of us expected. I said in the season preview, I said I expect 5th and let's try and get to a final in the trophy. I think that's what I said, and I'd be happy with that. And he's outdone that by all stretches of imagination. We have spent 200 million, but I think we've overspent because our transfer policy was so shite. Like, if we went in for Lissandro beginning of the season, early doors, he cost us, 35, 40 maybe, I think?
Yeah.
Antony probably costs 40 to 50. Yeah. Casemiro, I think, is always going to cost 70 million, but he wasn't our first choice anyway. We're going for De Jong. De Jong was the choice. Yeah. And then if we would have gone in and after 2 weeks, it's like, this is not working, and we just walked away from it, instead of chasing it for 12 fucking weeks. If we would have just walked away, I'd just be like, after 2 weeks, go and then go get Casemiro for 70 million. I think everyone would be like, all right, we went for De Jong. Don't happen. De Jong was around about 70, 80 million anyway. We went and got Casemiro for 70 million. Everybody would be quite happy with that. Like, that's cool. And then Malacia was 20? 15. So decent price. And then we get Eriksen on a free. If we did all that within a month, like June, I think everybody would be like, that's good business, that. We're really happy that. Didn't overspend, got it done early, all sorted. We had the ball available for pre-season. I think everybody would be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, could have saved yourself 50, 60 million as well, and you take that off what we spent, it's 150s, isn't it?
Obviously, we didn't see what was going to happen. Ronaldo happening, like nobody saw that coming. Mason Greenwood was an issue that was ongoing, so like
that's why context is important.
Yeah. So we didn't see those two wins, and plus the mess of the players, and then the mess of the January transfer window where we had Eriksen injury and no striker, and we needed to fix it. And the Glazers went, there's no money. Yeah,
it's Vegas, mate.
It's Vegas and Sabitzer on a loan. Like that's what you get, and it's just like. So I think if you take all that into account, I think he's way overachieved. He's done way better than we all thought he would, and I think he should have made the manager's shortlist, in my opinion. But I think if Marco Silva's on there, Ten Hag deserves to be on there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's a discussion we could have for a full show, to be honest, isn't it? It's definitely a talking point. Let's have a look at what people are saying then. Brian's saying, great point, Sam, but is Sancho repaying that faith? I'd argue he hasn't yet. He probably will get one more year. I think he will get one more year.
He will.
Really do.
He probably
We've got new people constantly tuning in. Make sure you smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around these parts. TS7, happy Friday to the best looking brothers on the internet. Thank you very much. I'll see you later, Tommy. Brandon saying Middlesbrough. I went, we all did that handball decision, Brandon, criminal. Absolutely.
I'm still angry at that. I'm still angry.
How that was never given is insane, especially with what we touched on it, didn't we? Like Rodri the week after the handball that didn't, and you're like, where's the consistency? Yeah. Vince is saying, sorry to say, but I think there'll be no new owners until after the FA Cup final, because if we win the cup, they're going to put one more demand, more money. I don't know about that, because I don't think that adds any value necessarily in terms of selling the club. I thought he was waiting for the Champions League, and that's why we thought it'd be announced today or maybe latest Monday because of the reports that was coming out. Maybe there will still be something. We don't know yet. A lot of us are in the dark, but we are kind of expecting something either today or over the next couple of days. But again, we'll see what happens.
Who knows, man? Like, honestly, like journalists are guessing. We've got no real idea. Nobody actually knows. Like, the only people who know are the Glazers. So it happens when it happens, and that's the way you just got to look at it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Brian's kind of leading me to our next topic here, Sam, or our last topic of the show. And we did say it was going to be a quick one. He said we're going to be in the same position this summer. I think every club knows we're desperate for a striker, and we've actually had an update on Harry Kane. So I'll read this out for you, and then we'll get discussing about that together. So Manchester United are operating under the assumption Tottenham will not sell Harry Kane in the summer. They have not ended their interest, but are actively pursuing other options. United. Like it says again, United are actively pursuing other options. As Daniel Levy's indicated, Harry Kane will not be sold. A source who has worked with Levy half-jokingly said United would have to kill him to sign Kane. So he's putting his stance out there straight away. Sam, is there anyone else realistically who could fill the void that Harry Kane would fill?
On his guarantee of being a Premier League striker who will score 20-odd goals that we can get, no. There isn't anybody. Like, the only people who are at clubs where you're not going to get him. Like, you're not going to get Haaland. You're not going to get any of the Liverpool front three. You're not going to get any of the Arsenal forward line. So they're all the ones that are top Premier League strikers who will get you 20-plus goals guaranteed. Harry Kane is the only one where you think, okay, maybe I can get him. And if this is the case, I think this might be a bit of sort of politicking from Daniel Levy. I think he will sell him, but it has to be the right price. Like, he's going to get the price that he wants for him. So I don't know what that price is, whether it's 90 or 100 million, whatever the price is. I think he's open to it because Daniel Levy, at the end of the day, is a businessman. He wants to make money. This is why he's rented out the stadium for like go-karting and concerts and what have you. Do you know what I mean? He wants to make money. That's his whole philosophy. He's a business guy. He's not a football guy. He's a business guy. He wants to make money. So he wants a price for Harry Kane. So I think there is a price point where we could get him. But how long that negotiation goes on for, what that price point is,
that's what I'm worried about.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I can't be bothered with that. Another drawn-out saga. Harry Kane for 12 weeks, making graphics talk. Is it going to happen? Will it not happen? Like, don't get me wrong. I am one for a transfer saga, and I'll sit and I'll talk about potential targets all day because I think it's exciting, it's fun, and it's what people love, especially football fans. But when it's 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, and that's when you just like, as United fans, we've seen it with Sancho, we've seen it with Bruno, we've seen it with De Jong, we've seen it so many times. We get the fun taken out of transfers notoriously with a lot of players. So if, like Brian says there, again, I agree with him, great minds think alike. We need to go to Spurs, offer 70 million. If they say no, ask what they want. If it's 100 or more, we walk away. And I tend to agree with that, to be honest. If we do go in, yeah, that is what.
Do it early. Go in early. Like, as soon as the FA Cup finals finished, whatever the result, go to Tottenham and be like, we want Harry Kane. This is the amount of money we want to pay, and then see what their price is. If they're saying stupid money like 100, 120, just don't try and negotiate with him, because he doesn't negotiate. Daniel Levy, he doesn't do it. Like, we've overpaid for every player we've ever gone in for at Tottenham. We overpaid for Berbatov, we overpaid for Carrick. Like, it's not worth the fucking dragged out shitty. We already are laughing stock in the transfer market in terms of how we do deals and how we approach it. Like, how many times did Murta and fucking Arnold go to Barcelona? Like 4 times or something ridiculous.
And to Turin to get Rabiot and
just like, have some fucking pride. Go in early, first week, 2 weeks of the window. Ask how much. If they go 120 million, just be like, you're talking out your ass. Just fuck off, and then go sign that Rasmus Højlund guy. Go sign somebody else. Get 2 strikers in for the price of what you would pay for Harry Kane, and develop them, and sort of go that you're gonna have to go a longer way. You might not win the title next season, but in 2-3 seasons you might have something there. I'm with you. I don't want 12 weeks in fucking end of August when pre-season's ending and we're like, oh, Harry Kane transfer might be happening. I'm just like, put a bullet in my fucking head. I just can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah. Sam, problem is we'll walk away and then come back in August and pay an even higher price.
We do it all the time.
That's how we operate. Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka was 50 million in June when we went for him, and we went, how about 30? And they went, no, 50. So, all right, what about 35? No, 50. What about 40? No, 50. So, all right, we'll give you 48 plus some add-ons. No, it's 50. Yeah. And then what did we pay? 50 million. Like,
yeah. Same with Maguire. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Right, okay, we'll accept 80. You're like, dear me. Yeah. I think it's interesting to see what happens with the ownership, because there's rumours that certain people might be getting moved on if the Qataris come in. People like Murta, Richard Arnold, their positions could be being looked at. Now, do you make that transition over this summer? Is it too soon? Do you leave them in and then address it next summer? That's another talking point, isn't it? It's
probably a bad idea to do it this summer, isn't it? Because this summer is crucial. We need to get signings, and the right signings for Ten Hag this summer. And if you're changing the entire scouting and transfer board, you've then got to sort that fucking mess out. So while that's going on, who the hell's signing the players that Ten Hag needs and getting them in the door early? Yeah. Who's doing that? I know they're not great at it, but at least they've done a fucking window. So to bring in brand new people is just going to be an absolute mess, and we don't need that. Do the summer window, keep them there, get your signings in, and then once the summer's over, you can then look at your structure and be like, okay, I'm going to bring in, say, Paul Mitchell as director of football. I'm going to install him. I'm going to bring Ralph Rangnick back, and he's going to work underneath him to identify these young talents and players. And then you can restructure it then. And then you could keep Richard Arnold on in the commercial side. You can do all the deals for that. If he wants to stay at the club, then just let him do the commercial side. He's like, don't touch the football. Go get a noodle sponsorship. Go get the grass sponsorship. Whatever it is, go do that shit that you're good at. But stay away from the football. We're going to bring people in and do what Newcastle have done. They brought the right people in, identified the right talents for the level that they're at. Like, they haven't gone out and got Mbappe and fucking Neymar and any of that shite, which I'm hearing a lot about, and people are getting excited about it. And it's just like, you don't want that mess. You do not want that mess. Believe me. You want to build it the right way. Build it the right way. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens in the summer. Yeah. But I have no faith in United doing anything correctly. Put it that way.
Well, it's going to have to be spot on, because I believe, say, once Liverpool sort that midfield out, when they get a McAllister in and they get someone else in there, they're going to be cooking again. But I promise you, they will. Once they sort that engine room out, they will be cooking again. Chelsea, look,
they can't be
are
that bad.
They
can't be that bad again. Like, there's no way.
No, they can't, but they are a long way off. I mean, they're 29 points behind us at the minute, which is huge. They have a lot of talent in there. If Poch is allowed to come in, I saw a thing the other day saying Todd Bowley's been allowed to step back now, or he said he's going to step back, and it's like, yeah, about time, mate. Fucking hell, he's going to walk. He just looked at the mess and thought, yeah, I should probably leave this because I'm just making it worse. So whether Poch goes in and does a good job there, they can still be a threat because they've got very talented players. Yeah. They just need structure and they just need people clearing out of the squad with certain wages and stuff.
It's like us. Like we need people clearing out this squad. Like there's players who've been here for I don't know how long they need clearing out, and then there's probably some players that need clearing out. Excuse me, that are probably not going to leave. Like David De Gea, he's probably going to still be here next season, despite the fact that we need a different goalkeeper. He's probably still going to be here next season.
Yep.
And that's because you can't do it. Because if you try and do everybody, you end up with Chelsea. That's what happens. So you're gonna some people you're gonna have to just put up with the fact that they're going to be here next season. Ten Hag's not going to be able to do this. He's had 3 windows. One of them he didn't get backed in at all in January. So he's really had 1 window. He's had 1 window. So he needs time, man. He needs more windows.
And I know this sounds pessimistic. I believe even with a good transfer window, I think we'll still be behind Man City.
Oh yeah,
I don't think,
it takes years. A few years. We need a few years.
Yeah, I just can't see it. I don't know what's in store next year. How you can do better than what we've done, because if we finish 3rd, let's say we win a trophy or 2 trophies, the expectation then for next, especially after you spend a
challenge for a title.
That's what it's going to be. Yeah. And I don't think we're ready for that. I really don't think we're ready for that. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, it's like I said, guys, it's going to be a quick one. It's Friday night news show. Still been on for half an hour, in fairness. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed all the topics that we discussed. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Get your pints down. Let's have a discussion tomorrow as well. We're going to be live for the preview for the final game of the season, Manchester United versus Fulham. So we'll have that live preview tomorrow, probably about 5 o'clock, somewhere around that. Make sure you turn on your notification bell, because if anything does go live in regards to the ownership situation, we will go live for it. So have that. It's so important you turn on that notification bell, because it lets you know when we go live.
Subscribe as well. Like 70% of you watch this stuff are not subscribed. Sort it out.
Click the button, man. Click the button. Nice and easy. But yeah, have a great weekend. We'll see you for the preview tomorrow, and then we'll see you for the match day, the last game of the Premier League on Sunday. So exciting things ahead. Hopefully we hear some stuff about the ownership. Drop us a follow on socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, if you haven't already. And yeah, me and Sam, unless Sam has any final words, we'll see you in the next one.
Something big happening next week. Keep an eye out, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be really, really fucking fun. So yeah, please keep an eye out. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Big for the channel. Very big. Yeah. Right, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Take care of yourselves in a bit. Peace.